To fight against the rising online threats, our first line of defense is usually handled by two well-known security guards of the network. They are firewalls and VPNs. Both these tools are engineered to protect your data and keep your devices safe, but their mechanisms are very different from one another. In this video, we will be discussing what these
A firewall is a network security tool whose main job is to block any traffic that it deems as suspicious. It acts as a barrier or wall between your internal network and the rest of the internet. The firewall has a set of rules that it follows, based on which, it decides which traffic to block and which one it will allow to pass through to the host's network. In the given diagram, the firewall suspects malicious presence in the traffic directed to user 1 and user 3, so it blocks them, allowing only user 2's traffic to pass through.
To give you a better picture, consider the following scenario. The reason why most bars or clubs have bouncers standing guard outside is to prevent underage people from entering the club. A firewall works on the same principle. The bouncer here is the firewall, the underage boy pretending to be of legal age is the network traffic that is malicious. The bouncer suspects this and sends him away, similar to how a firewall blocks traffic based on its rule sets.
Now, a question that arises among most people is a firewall hardware or software? Well, the answer is both. Most organizations prefer to use both a hardware and a software firewall to secure their data and network to the maximum. A hardware firewall is a physical unit, similar to a server. It is physically connected to the organization's server, where it acts as both an antivirus solution and a physical barrier for intrusions. A software firewall, on the other hand, exists between the internal network of the devices and the rest of the internet. It inspects incoming traffic and blocks any traffic that it flags as suspicious.
Most institutions often desire their own IP networks to send and share information securely. Deploying a physical network that mimics this function can be very costly. Instead, organizations opt for virtual private networks, VPNs. VPNs encrypt inter-organization traffic before it is sent across the internet. This creates a secure tunnel that protects data from being intercepted, especially when using public Wi-Fi, while hiding their personal information, location, and other data. This way, all the data that is transmitted to the internet gets redirected to the VPN rather than the user's device.
Think of a VPN as a tunnel on a train's path. The train here symbolizes the network traffic. The train enters the tunnel and becomes temporarily invisible till it comes out of the other end of the tunnel. Likewise, an organization sends network traffic requests, and this traffic passes through the VPN, masking its location, address and contents, till it reaches the specified client. Here's a rough network flow representation of how an organization might utilize the combined mechanism of a VPN and a firewall. The firewall would typically be placed between the VPN server and the internet. This placement ensures that any traffic exiting the VPN server and heading toward the internet is filtered and monitored for security threats, or vice versa, for incoming traffic from the internet to the VPN server. Alternatively, the organization may also place firewalls between the VPN client and the ISP for an added layer of security. And as we have already discussed, the duty of the VPN is to mask and encrypt the location, name and other important information.
Firewalls and VPNs are essential network security tools that will help protect your data. I highly encourage you to get a professional set them up for you if you don't already have them. This would be the first step to ensure safe browsing on your devices, without having to worry much about your data getting compromised.